Welcome back, everyone, to 1111 for another Podcheck, when we check in with the guests that we've had on previously to see what mischief they've been up to. I'm thrilled today to have our very first guest ever, which is Martie Weatherly. We had her back on, gosh, can you believe it's been over half a year already, Martie?
My goodness.
For those who don't recall, because it's been so long, let them know what you do.
My program is Dreams to Action, and I am a coach mostly. And my intention is to coach people who have a dream, are having trouble reaching it, who feeling overwhelmed, not sure what to do, whatever their dream is. I love to help them set that vision, get clear on what it is, set some milestones, and then move ahead, overcoming whatever doesn't work well, and to reach that milestone. And I love doing that. Then besides that, I have a program called Design Your Life After 70. I am 87 years old, and my passion is having people never retire, to actually look at their life after they're completed, they're raising their children and their career, and look at this part of their life as a very special part of their life, and find a purpose that lights them up when they get out of bed in the morning, find ways to improve our physical, emotional, and mental health, and also to be in community so that we're not isolated, and to actually have some adventures and do some things that we have to think hard about. That's one of the best ways to avoid dementia and problems with our minds. So that's what my program is about, and I love it.
And how old were you when you started your business?
Oh, that was like 30 years ago. So that was when I had a career as a nurse, and I was a hospital supervisor. But I always loved coaching. I was trained in it. And I had a very small side business that went on for 30 years until I retired at the age of, I guess it was like 85 or something, 84. And that was just before COVID, which was the perfect time to get out of a hospital. Very good that I did. And then I started working on it more. And then this past year in 2024, I'm really building it as a business and loving it.
How have things changed for you since we had you on the show all those months ago?
I have expanded my Design Your Life After 70 program. I have had some more clients, some wonderful clients. I'm dealing with more problems with balance. And that's one of the things that I added to my program, Design Your Life After 70, is that we are going to have more challenges in our physical body. And one of the things that really helps is for us to be able to, even with those challenges, to be able to take on being adventurous and being fulfilled and being satisfied and having a purpose. And I have found that the more I do those things, and the more I work on with physical therapy and with Qigong, which I love to do every day, the better my balance is becoming.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now I've got a really difficult question for you. Are you ready?
Okay.
How are you?
What did you say?
How are you?
How are you? I am great. I am great. And I credit that a lot to genes, not the kind you wear, the other kind, and the fact that I've eaten well all my life, and the Landmark Forum, which I've done for 42 years, and personal development, as we call it nowadays. It's allowed me to be able to be with what's so without having it mean a lot of stuff for me. I'm no good. I still have those thoughts. They don't go away. I can't do this. I'm not good at this. And be able to let them be and say, thank you for sharing, and go on and create a whole new possibility in my life. And I actually have some of that in my Design Your Life After 70 program. I put in some things about the power of a declaration in our sentences and what we say. When
Ooh.
I declare that I will be successful in my business by the end of the year, which is a little different than a goal. It leads to a goal, but it's different than a goal. It's an intention and it's a declaration. And also the power of possibility. of really taking on, in my life, is anything possible? Yes, when you declare and create a possibility, then anything is possible. And those two things have really served me so well that I think without them, I would be living by myself, reading books and wishing my kids would visit and not having fun, not having an adventure, not having all the adventures that I've had in my life.
Well, you've said so many things I love. First of all, adventure is my favorite thing. It's tied with fun. They are both neck and neck, but those are my favorite things, period.
Yes, right.
Yeah. And something you brought up earlier, I think, is becoming increasingly important. You brought up the word community. And especially now that we're out of the COVID isolation, even
Yes,
though a lot of people haven't really bounced back into being part of community,
yes,
they're realizing that they need that interaction. It's not the same if you can't get that hug in person. And we do need other people. We do need to be able to laugh with them in person and touch them and see how their leg crosses and not just see their face on a video call. So it's
right.
different.
The other thing, Joy, that's important is to be able to argue with people, because that's another part of my business that I've had. I've done a lot of work. I live in a co-housing community, which is private homes with an intentional commitment to community.
Yep.
And those intentional communities usually operate by consensus rather than by voting. And in consensus, one of the things that's a challenge for a lot of people is to be able to be comfortable with having a different opinion. You think we have a fence, I think we should not have a fence, and we can get pretty hot about it. And I teach that. And one of the things I teach then is the community to be able to shift from that way of living that we are in the world where we're competitive, be able to shift that into a collaborative, okay, let's find the best solution for the whole community at this time. And I'm also doing a lot of work with communities it's not easy. I think what you said about the co-housing communities took a big hit during COVID when we were so isolated, and we're getting back together now. And one of the things we're learning is that it's okay to have a difference of opinion. And out of that, you actually can use the energy of the competition to collaborate and then start looking at what's the best solution for the whole community at this time. So that's a whole nother area of my business.
Well, I love that you brought up the word argue, because that's a trigger for a lot of people, that they think it means to fight and be
Yes,
combative. But to argue means to be able to state your case as you would like in a court of law. You're arguing your case, means you're bringing all of the information that you think is valuable, but it doesn't mean it has to be contentious.
that's exactly right.
Yep. And I did remember the things that you said that I love so much. First of all, about possibilities. I always think, the answer to any problem is always an idea, no matter what it is. If it's an idea for a new job or an idea for how to get the car fixed, it's always an idea. And there are always infinite possibilities. It's not just one thing. So I love that you said that. But the main thing was when you talked about the declarations. I think that is
Yes,
hugely important, because we hear people all the time with affirmations, which are very important and very helpful. This is taking it a step further. When you declare something,
yes,
you're literally claiming it as your own. You're
yes,
not just saying, I hope it will be like this, or I've got what it takes. You're like, this is actually going on right now. I'm expecting it, and I'm claiming that this is mine. And not in a selfish way, but to take ownership of our abilities and our prospects. So I just love all that stuff you've been talking about. Now, you've mentioned a lot of different aspects of your business. What is your next current or upcoming opportunity for people?
the next opportunity for people is to join my Design Your Life After 70 course that starts in the third week in September.
Okay.
And my website is coachmartie.com. And on there, there's a page for Design Your Life After 70. And that program is going to start in September, sometime around September 15th. And
Okay.
that's a 5-week program, which is called a hybrid program, which means it's part videos that you do on your own at your own time, and part weekly get together, Zoom get together, where we discuss the theme for the week and what we're learning and share. And so it's part community and part do it yourself at home. And it's going to be a wonderful program. We're getting ready for it in September. Good way to start off the year. When we start in September, that's the time to set your sights on where you want to be. And for people who are past retirement age, 65, 70, or who are going to be, it's time to look at, what's the purpose in your life? And I've got some fascinating information on that that we're going to be going over.
You brought up September, the time to get this stuff done. I tell people that I usually start activities in September, and because it's back to school time, and sometimes people will chuckle. I said, well, why is that funny? We're always learning. It doesn't matter how old you are. We're all learning. So it's back to school for all of us, So I love what you said about after summer. In the past, when you were on, and whenever we have new people, we always ask them to give the listeners a tiny task during each episode. Is there anything new you'd want to assign people, or a reminder you want to give people today?
Yes, and you'll find this on my website. That is to have a bucket list. So one of the important things about keeping our minds active, and I love the phrase, make your mind sweat.
Oh, I'd never heard that before. That's a good one.
Great. Make your mind sweat. Where people thought that our brains don't grow at all, our neurons can't grow at all, they've actually found that that's not accurate. And that when we are in the later part of our lives and we have tasks where we have to think hard, where we have to think hard and make our brain sweat, that's the best way to grow your brain cells and help keep you alert and vital, for the rest of your life.
If you don't want a muscle to atrophy, you have to use it.
You have to use them. And so on my website, I have a free list of ways to increase your bucket list. So your bucket list, is the list. When I first started this program, I realized there are a couple of things that I had said, someday I will do this, that I had completely given up on. And so one of the challenges of keeping our minds sharp is to revitalize your bucket list, and I hope I'm right. I haven't looked at my website, but
as I recall, you had take a train trip cross country.
Train trip across Canada. I still haven't done that yet, but that is still on my bucket list. Yeah.
And then come to California.
California, absolutely. Yes.
Well, I sure hope you do that one. Last question for you here. If you could give our listeners a hug, what would you whisper into their ear as you embraced them?
I would whisper, have fun. Make this the best time of your life. Have this time of your life be the best time of your life. Do the things you've always wanted to do. Well, this is a long whisper, but
everybody loves long hugs.
That's right. Do the things you've always wanted to do. Challenge your brain. Find new things to do. Enjoy this life. Give to others. Find your soul song, which is something I talk about, the song that makes your soul sing. And use this time of your life for that. Don't coast downhill. Our culture thinks of that, well, it's time to put the old person out to pasture. And it's all downhill from here. I guess, I'm not walking very well, so I guess I just have to give up. No.
Add to that even though your primary audience is finishing their careers and all that, this could apply to anyone. I don't care if you're 18 years old.
Yes.
This idea of having these goals, of making life an adventure, of having things that you want to do and accomplish and get done. As far as I'm concerned, little 5-year-olds could start with the Martie method. I just think it's
right. And I do have one other thing, is that I have about 3 spots for one-on-one coaching that are available right now. And you can, if you go on my website, you can find a way to reach me. Send me a message and set up a free discovery session with me, and we can find out what I can help you accomplish that just doesn't seem possible right now.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Thank you again, Martie. Will we be able to get you back on in a few months to see what you're up to?
Absolutely.
Okay, we won't let it go so long next time. Thanks, Martie, and everyone have a great day. It's been super fun getting caught up. Adventures ahead. To talk.
Yes.